Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Music Den. I'm your host, Armando Venditti. Hoping you guys are having a good day and that you're looking after yourselves and one another. It is Friday. It is cold and overcast outside. Perfect time to do another video. In this episode of Music Den, I'm going to be doing a documentary review. It is on Frank Zappa. It is this documentary right here as I hold it up to the camera. It is Zappa. Released in 2020 through Magnolia Pictures. It is directed by Alex Winter. It clocks in just over 100 minutes. It chronicles the life and times and career of Mr. Frank Zappa. It is a very detailed account of his recording career, of his life at home with his family. Frank Zappa, for me, I'm a late bloomer. I came to appreciate Frank Zappa's music in my 50s. Better late than never, I guess. I obviously have heard of him prior to this. And the first time I really took notice of him was when he released You Are What You Is. And before that, Baby Snakes from Shake Your Booty. Um, at the time, being 9, 10 years old, I could not comprehend what in the hell he was doing musically. It made no sense. Subject matter for me was off the wall. There was no connection to anything remotely close to any pop or rock music that I was familiar with, even being 10 years old. But over the last, I'd say, couple of years, I've come to appreciate his musicality, his musicianship, his guitar playing, his willingness to go anywhere that he wanted to go musically. Um, he was never one to follow the rule book when it came to writing music. In fact, he basically took the rule book and burned it with his cigarette and threw it out the window of a passing car, I would imagine, because he never believed that music should go, A, B, C, D. It should go whatever route you wanted to take it. And um, this documentary is a fantastic visual document on his life and his recording career. It also features bonus footage um, that didn't make the final cut, so you'll get that on this Blu-ray. Just a bit of background: he started to write music um, at a very young age and had scored a couple of small budget movies. Um, then he realized that the music that he was writing was never going to be accepted and recorded by other artists. So he formed his own band, I believe around 1965, uh, called the Mothers of Invention, to basically record the music that he had written. Um, I should also mention that one of his musical influences was Edgar Varese, who was a French composer who did pass away in 1965. But Edgar Varese was basically a composer that was considered to be on the fringes of what was acceptable in terms of classical uh, compositions. And Frank Zappa was just drawn to this individual's works and could not understand why other people did not share his enthusiasm for Edgar Varese. Um, from the very get go, Frank Zappa was an entrepreneur, a businessman, because he felt that if you were going to be a musician and record music and write music, you needed to know all the ins and outs that went into being in the music business, because the bottom line was, or is, it is a business. And if you didn't know where your money was going and where your money was coming from and all the ins and outs, you have only yourself to blame if you felt that you were not being respected or getting what you so rightfully deserved. So he started the Mothers of Invention in around 1965, recorded Freak Out in 1966, 67, and just began recording album after album after album. If you know of Frank Zappa's material, he, like Prince, had a vault of projects and albums that were never saw the light of day. And there has been much criticism about the Frank Zappa estate releasing project after project after project consisting of unreleased material. Most estates of artists that have passed release these projects a year apart. The estate of Frank Zappa has been releasing box sets and unreleased material pretty much every 6 months. For the, I would say for the last 2.5 years that I've taken notice of it. It could be longer, but a lot of people have said that, criticized it, saying that it's not enough time to digest what you've purchased, that 6 months later there was something else coming out. I should also mention that the 50th anniversary edition of Overnight Sensation will be released November 3rd. I have my copy already ordered. Please get your copy. You can get it on Amazon for something like $91 if you're a Prime member. It is a 4 CD set consisting of the album remastered and also discs of outtakes, and also two full concerts, one from the Palladium and another one from Cobo Hall in Detroit in 1973. That being said, Frank Zappa, to some people, was an innovator, an instigator, a provocateur. He liked to push the boundaries of what was considered acceptable practices in terms of writing music. He was never one to write, love songs, boy meets girl, girl meets boy, they get married, they have a life. He wrote very provocative lyrics, very disturbing to some people lyrics, was considered to be a maverick in terms of what he did musically. But on the flip side of the coin, he also garnered tremendous amount of respect from the people that worked with him. There were two versions of the Mothers of Invention. There was a situation where he was basically attacked at the Rainbow Theatre in London and was thrown off the stage, which would result in him convalescing in a wheelchair for an extended period of time, which to him sucked because he was a very creative person. He was a very busy individual mentally, and he just could not sit still, even though he was confined to a wheelchair. He also learned how to write music notation on music sheets. Like, he basically went to the library, took out a couple of books on writing music, and learned how to write charts and music notation. He was never one to rest on his laurels. He recorded from home, so recording budgets for him were pretty cheap. He had several projects on the go all at the same time. He had his own record company called Bizarre Records, which I do believe was eventually sold to Warner Brothers. He had signed artists such as Captain Beefheart, the GTOs, the Alice Cooper Group. he was one that did whatever the hell he wanted to do. Okay. And the group of musicians that work with him, you have, Tom Fowler, uh, Bruce Fowler, Ruth Underwood, Ian Underwood, George Duke, Chester Thompson, Ainsley Dunbar, Jean-Luc Ponty, Napoleon Brock, all of these individuals that if you interviewed them had tremendous amount of respect for Frank Zappa. They said that he was a hard taskmaster. He believed in perfection, but he also believed, according to these individuals, that you could do it. He would push you and push you to what he believed was your level of excellence and what you could achieve as a musician. He would um, rehearse you until you basically dropped. But he got the best out of you. This documentary for me is a perfect visual document on his life and his respect for the love of music and for what he deemed as his own version of utopia, what he deemed for his own life and what he created around him in terms of his life. Some people would say it was unconventional, but again, that's up to the individual and their opinion. Um, I have gained a tremendous amount of respect after watching this documentary, and I will be delving into the Frank Zappa studio catalog even further after this documentary. So please check this out. Again, I will show it to you. And again, forgive the glare. One moment. There we go. Better shot. Here it is. Okay. Again, you can get the Blu-ray. You can get the DVD. I got the Blu-ray for like $20 on Amazon. You can stream it. There's also a original motion picture soundtrack or triple CD version to this that you can get. I will be investigating that as well. So please check out the documentary. If you've seen it, fantastic. Let me know what you think of it once you have seen it. Put your comments down below. Let me know what you think of Frank Zappa. Do you think he was an innovator? Do you think he was an instigator in a negative way? Do you think that he was underappreciated? Any comment is welcome. Any opinion is welcome. So please let me know what you think. And please click like and subscribe and hit the notification bell to keep yourselves on top of any new content that I've got coming up. In terms of new videos, I have got coming up tomorrow, I'm doing a video with Mr. Peter Kent from the Lizard King channel. Please check out Peter Kent's Lizard King channel. He's got fantastic content. We will be doing an album ranking on the Doors. I'm getting my list together. I hope that I know that Peter has his list together. The Doors are his favorite band. I will also be doing at some point a video with Mr. Bill Schuster on a in-depth discussion on the new Roger Waters' Dark Side of the Moon Redux or Redo, however way you want to pronounce it. I will also be doing a video with Ryan Gavalier from Gavalier Productions on Stevie Nicks. We'll be doing an album discussion, not Misguided or Misunderstood, as I had said previously. That was my error. We will be doing an album discussion on Stevie Nicks and her debut solo release, Belladonna from 1981. Stay tuned for that. It's going to be a good discussion. And other videos coming up. So please look after yourselves and one another. And I will see you very soon with another video. Bye for now.